What's going on, YouTube? I know it's been a while, and I'm here with another review of Pokemon The Origins. In this video, like my last video for Genesect, The Legend Awakening, I will be doing a live art drawing video, like with my review. So let's start it off. This is every fanboy that grew up on Pokemon's dream. It was done right. The time was taken. I seen the anime version. I will watch the US version tomorrow. But yo, man, this thing is awesome. There's gonna be some spoilers in here. Sorry, so I'm trying to get as much as the I think it's like 4 or 5 episodes in this one review. So it basically starts off like every Pokemon game. Professor Oak introduces himself, telling you welcome to the world Pokemon basically, and explaining to you what Pokemon are. Then the cutscene switched over to a Pokemon battle right off in the beginning. It was Gengar. I forgot who he was facing. Then a cutscene to Red, Trainer Red, watching it in his bedroom on TV. So as he's watching the battle on TV, his mom yelled up saying that Professor Oak called and he said you can come to the Pokemon Research Center or the Pokemon Lab or whatever you want to call it to come choose your Pokemon. So Red runs out, busts out his room, and he tries not to fall down the steps, and he just tumbled down the steps like some tumbleweed. So off into run into the Pokemon Center before he not the Pokemon Center, the Pokemon Lab. Before he reaches the Pokemon inside the Pokemon Lab, he meets up with Green. Basically, Green is Professor Oak's grandson. Ash, if you watch the US version of Pokemon, Ash is red, Gary Oak is green, basically. So, as they run inside the Pokemon Lab, they start tussling with each other like young kids would do. So they going back and forth, yada yada yada. And Professor Oak screams out, basically, what's all this noise? They run over to Professor Oak. Professor Oak hands over the Pokédex. Basically, I'm telling you now, this movie is step by step Pokemon. That was red and blue, verbatim. You're gonna love this series, this short series. So he hands him the Pokédex, letting him know that it's a Pokédex. Um, it recorded the data of the Pokemon that you've seen in court, and it basically it's a storage device. It gives you information about the Pokemon, the type, species, all that good stuff. So they're sitting there as Pokemon Professor Oak's basically explaining to them about the Pokédex and explaining how it was a dream of his to refill the Pokemon Dex with all the Pokemon in the world, basically 151 Pokemon, basically. And he was saying that how he's too old to continue that dream, so he's handing it off to Red and Green. So, comes down to choosing a Pokemon. Red chooses Charmander, and this is the scene. This part I'm drawing right here is the scene from the first clip of him choosing Charmander. Basically, telling the reason why he's choosing Charmander because of his name, and why his father named him Red because of the warmth and all that good stuff. So, I mean, watch it. It's a good explanation. And he picks Charmander, and Professor Oak says to him, "So you're going to pick the grass type, Bulbasaur, because of your name Green." And Green being Green saying, "Hell no, Grandpa. I'm picking Squirtle." He picks Squirtle. Squirtle comes out the Pokeball and he catches Squirtle and basically saying that we should have our first battle, even though you'll be a pretty boring opponent. Green is an arrogant ass this whole thing, so you might get mad at Green a couple times, but hey, it's Green. Um, so they make out on their journey. The montage, this series was put together so well. The graphics, Everything is just awesome. They revamped the original theme music of the first Pokemon games, which is awesome. It goes on his montage of Red trying to catch his first Pokemon. He failed on catching Pidgey, but after that he caught a Rattata, a Sparrow, basically all the basic Pokemon that you catch from leaving Pilot Town on your way out, or if you want to call it Pilot Town. He has his first battle against a Nidoran. He tries to catches the Nidoran, and the trainer is basically like, "No, still another train his Pokemon. Well, you get that's like common sense. You're not supposed to still ever train his Pokemon." So Red basically says, "Where did you catch the Nidoran?" The guy said, "All right, I'll show you." Alright, long story short, you cut it off. Red goes to catch a small Pokemon basically, and he meets up with Green. Green and him going back and forth with the words. Green being ass like he supposed to be, cocky little prick. Um, so they go off to battle. The thing about this battle I did not like is when I heard Charmander scream, and between the battle, it's Charmander versus Squirtle. It's right off the bat. And Squirtle bites Charmander, and the scream that let out from Charmander was heartbreaking. I'm letting you know that now. And not to mention, also, Brock was in the far watching his Pokemon battle. So, Red loses, Green, I mean, being Green, brags, make Red feel bad. Red goes off and basically beats himself up. Not beats himself up like hit himself, but like he felt bad for losing the match. And so Brock basically walks up and gives him a bit of talk to him and gives him a little bit knowledge of Pokemon, of how you have to be in sync with your Pokemon, basically. So, long story short, Red Gold continues on his journey, goes in battle for his first badge. And let me tell you, the gems in this series were spot on from the game. Spot on. And the thing I like this about this series, that when they battle, don't you know how you had little battle screens on the game? They had them on the wall, and then like I actually dug the graphics for that. So Red wins. He beats Brock. Red goes on to continue traveling. He went bad. He wins his next two badges, and then he's wins the next two badges and continues on his journey, catching some more Pokemon. Goes to the Pokemon Center, heals up his Pokemon. He hears two people talking about Pokemon Tower. Basically, he's in Lavender Town, and everybody knows about Lavender Town, about the urban legend or legend of Lavender Town. And the song for Lavender Town, when they revamped it, it was spot on, and I like it. I liked it. So here's the two people talking about Lavender Town. How about there's ghosts coming across. You come across ghosts inside Pokemon Tower, basically. And as he's talking to the two people, he's standing there and does not notice. And the lady was like, "You don't believe in ghosts?" Yada yada yada. And basically says to him, "You don't see that white hand on your shoulder?" And it was a white hand on his shoulder. And Ray freaks out, like, "What are you talking about?" Basically. And the nurse of the Pokemon Center, I don't know if you call her Nurse Joy or not. I don't know what they call her in the anime for over there. So basically, he goes get his Pokemon, and she's telling him about Lavender Town. Not Lavender Town, about Pokemon Tower. She basically tells him to go to the Pokemon house before you go into Lavender Town. Before you go into the Pokemon Tower. So basically, the Pokemon house is Mrs. Fuji's house of abandoned Pokemon. He goes to the house, he meets this girl, and she tells him about Old Man Fuji. That's what they called him in the anime. And he sees all different types of abandoned Pokemon, and then they get to the Cubone. And when they get to the Cubone story, the anime is a little bit more graphic. I'm not sure how the US version is going to be, but you're going to feel some type of way when you hear the story of Cubone. So basically, Cubone was a rescue. His mother was killed by the Rocket Gang, as they call them, but we all know them as Team Rocket. Rocket Gang. So, and basically, Cubone only lets Fuji touch him or gets close to him, and Cubone actually warms up when he see how mad Red gets, and come to find out, when Red is about to leave, he wants to meet Old Man Fuji, and come to find out Old Man Fuji is held captured in Pokemon Tower by the Rocket Gang, or Team Rocket as we know. And Green overhears it outside the house. So Green goes on being Green and tries to go save Old Man Fuji before Red gets there. Everybody's scared to go on the Pokemon Tower. Red said, F this, I'm going in. And cuts to the Pokemon Tower. Red's outside. The Lavender Town song starts playing, and it was like so creepy, but it was so right. Red goes in, goes to search. He comes across a lady going in there to go visit her Nidoran's grave. And she basically tells him some stuff, and it, he asks her was she scared. She says no. And I'm kind of wondering what happened to her, because you didn't see her after they had a little conversation. Green is already in the tower. He's searching for Team Rocket or the Rocket Gang, and he comes across the ghost that haunts Pokemon Tower. Comes to find out, Red Green screams like a little girl, runs down the steps into Red arm, and Red's like, "What's going on?" He said he's seen a ghost, and Red is like, "What you mean?" And cute and cutscenes to back to the Pokemon house. Cubone breaks out, runs to the Pokemon Tower. The girl runs after him, and the ghost comes down the step. Red goes to battle the ghost, and as Green sneaks off to keep going on, so he battled one of the Team Rocket guys, wins the Sigilyph mask that they see in Ghost with, or Sigilyph, whatever you want to call it, mask to see the ghost, and come to find out the ghost is Marowak, Cubone's mother, and she was basically warning people, don't come any closer, they're still here, they upstairs. Cubone runs in to see his mom, they hug, and Marowak basically Soul's basically at rest because she knows Cubone is safe with somebody and he's cared for. So, um, Red and the girl continues up the steps to go find Old Man Fuji. They battled Team Rocket. Red uses Jotion against coughing. They kick Team Team Rocket out basically, or Rocket Gang, whatever you can call them. Save Old Man Fuji's cutscene back to the Pokemon house. Old Man Fuji basically thanking Red again and telling him how he knows Professor Oak, and he gives him a gift. He gives him a Poke Flute and some stones in a box. And come to find out later on in the story, you find out them stones were Mega Stones for Charizard. So as the story goes on, third on this, I think this is the next episode. Um, Red is basically crushing gyms, winning badges at the badges. He comes across Team Rocket's hideout where he's captured Pokemon. He was first seen. That's when he first seen Giovanni, and then a cut from that to him waking up Snorlax and catching Snorlax like you do in the game. And after winning badges at the badges, at this time Charmander's turned into Charmeleon. Charmander is now evolving into Charizard. And it just randomly cut to Red and Green saving this lady from Team Rocket. I guess she's like a head researcher or something for Team Rocket, or was captured by Team Rocket. Basically, they were developed, and she tells them that they are developing a Pokeball to catch any Pokemon basically that they want, basically the Master Ball. So she tells them this information, and they get upset, and she's badly beaten. I guess they beat her up or something. And Red and them go to the Pokemon Research Center. They go sneak in. He tells Green to go to tell the police. And Green's like, I'm not going to tell no police, basically. And he said, I'm going to the Pokemon League so I can become Pokemon champion. And Red goes up, gripping him up, and telling him, basically not slap him around, but talk some sense to him, like, what are you doing, man? Telling him that how you gonna be Pokemon champ, basically telling you how you gonna be Pokemon champion if you don't care about Pokemon. And so Green agrees to go to the police. Red walks up. Red basically tells them that I'm going in there. Red goes in there, saves the researchers and the Pokemon, and one of the researchers gives him a Lapras. So he gets to the top floor, barges in, and he comes across Giovanni again. And they exchange words, and they have a battle. Was Charizard versus Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen was getting into Charizard's ass a little bit, and Charizard let off a flamethrower and just basically blew up there upstairs. Red is basically knocked out a bit. Charizard is in the cut knocked out. Giovanni returns Nidoqueen. Red wakes up and they exchange some words and tell him why do you mistreat basically asking him why he mistreat Pokemon and stuff like that. Giovanni is basically saying that Pokemon is a business and sometimes it comes with sacrifice. Giovanni escapes. Then it cut to Red running some more badges, and now he's about to win his last and final badge. And he meets up with Green again. Green is being Green, bragging, saying he won his last badge, and all this, and saying, well, before that, Ash learns about the Elite Four and then learn about the strongest gym leaders, and come to find out, he found out the last gym is like one of the strongest gym leader, and he uses rock types. And so back to what I was saying with Green and they was in there bragging. Ash enters the gym. He said the atmosphere in his gym is a little bit different than what he's experienced from other gym. Come to find out the gym leader is Giovanni. He meets Giovanni again. Giovanni said, I'm going to treat you different. He uses only 2 Pokemon, 2 Ultra Balls pull up, and it's, I think it was Ronhorn. Ronhorn. And I can't remember the other Pokemon right now, but I'm sorry. So they have the battle. Ronhorn is just destroying Red's Pokemon left and right. And it keeps cutting back to Giovanni having like conversations in his head. And then when it comes down to Giovanni's last Pokemon and Red's last Pokemon, which was Charizard. Well, before then, Red calls out Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is just like destroying Ronhorn back and forth until it ends in a double KO. So here comes Giovanni's last Pokemon and Red's last Pokemon, which is Charizard. The battle gets intense, and as they battling, Giovanni is like reminding himself like I was him when I first started training. He reminds me so much of me. Basically, as he's battling Red, Giovanni is having a change of heart. And some of the stuff he says also goes into speculation that Giovanni might be Red's actual pop. So, as the battle goes on, Red wins. Giovanni goes to hand him the badge. Red's basically said, I don't want no badge from the Team Rockets game balls. And Giovanni basically tells him, you get on my nerves. And Giovanni says to his Team Rocket partners that was there that sent out word that we were dissolving Team Rocket. Basically, he has a change of heart, like I said, through the whole battle. And he gives Red the badge. Red leaves, and Giovanni follows out, telling him to go ahead, follow your dream, follow your path. And basically, Giovanni is having a whole new start. So Red goes on to the Elite Four and wins, and then he comes the battle of all battles. He battles Green. They go to battle. Green is being Green, bragging and talking his smack talk. Talk about how you remember their first battle they had. So Pokemon Red Pokemon Green Pokemon is just destroying Red Pokemon left and right. Comes down to Charizard versus Blastoise. Charizard got almost taken out by a Hydro Pump. Then he comes back and just destroys Blastoise. Like, it was just like crazy how he just destroyed Blastoise. Like, how would you like a fire type just destroying a water type just like that? So Red wins. Green basically beats himself up because he can't believe that he just lost that battle. So Red goes up and Green basically congratulates him, and come to find out Professor Oak was there watching. So he tells Green why he lost, and he basically told Green that you did not believe in your Pokemon enough to win this battle. Professor Oak takes Red into the back where the Hall of Fame of the Pokemon the Elite Four is, and picture of Red and all his Pokemon goes up on a wall. Red goes on to is a whole montage of Red just catching legendary Pokemon, the legendary birds, Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres. Goes to tell Professor Oak that he caught the legendary birds. Come to find out, Green and got his ass kicked by Mewtwo. Red goes off. Well, they prepare Red to basically go and capture Mewtwo, and come to find out that the stones that Professor Fuji that we come to find out had gave him were basically like Mega Stones, basically. And so Red goes off on to capturing Mewtwo. So it cuts to Red riding on his bicycle to the cave where Mewtwo is at. Cutscene back to the Poke House. Well, girl tells Fuji that there's been crazy reports of a new species of Pokemon from the cave. I forgot the name of the cave, but it's from the cave. And Fuji looks off into the sunset. Well, looks off into the window, saying that so he is alive. Come to find out that Fuji was a great professor. He studied Pokemon, and he was basically there when Mew gave birth to Mewtwo. Not the crazy story we got in on the TV version of Pokemon that Mewtwo was created from Mew. Well, he basically was created from Mew, but not the way the TV show made it seem. But he goes off into fighting Mew. He rides in on Lapras, and Mew is just sitting there like a boss, just waiting for him. And the battle gets on. He sends out Gengar. Gengar got crushed. Articuno got crushed. And Red is like, yo, what am I? Basically saying, what am I to do? Even a legendary Pokemon can't beat him. So he sends out Charizard, and the battle gets tense. It just gets badass after that. So they going back and forth, trading moves. Mewtwo did this. I forgot what it was. I think it was a Psychic Ball or Dark Ball, whatever. Or it might have been an X Ball. I'm sorry. It might have been an X Ball, and sends Red and Charizard into the water, and he sees that Charizard's not giving up, and Red goes to swim towards Charizard, and as he's swimming, the Mega Stones that are in Red's pocket start to light up, and basically Charizard turns into what we know today as Mega Charizard X. Mega Charizard X. Red come out the water, and the battle it was like the battle of Titans almost. They start exchanging moves. Mewtwo hitting with a Swift, and Mega Charizard just ate it up like it was nothing. Just hitting with a Fire Blast, triggered Slash. He hit him with a Slash, and I'm don't know the name of this last move. I guess it's a new move for Charizard. Basically beats Mewtwo. Red catches him, and it's over. So, um, so it cuts to them eating all together, and Red gets the idea to go catch his Mew. Thanks for watching the review. It was a great series. Watch it, YouTube it, you'll love it. Yeah, peace.